What eventually disappeared and no one noticed? Longevity in careers. This is a big one nobody seems to have said. Longevity in careers has largely gone away. People used to get a job and after being there for decades reap the benefits of being seasoned employees. Maybe it's because I work in the entertainment industry, but I feel that longevity in careers has gone away. Meaning, people can be amazing at a job, but after 5+ years the employers start wondering if they could be doing better with a younger, cheaper candidate for the job. I understand if you ever want to move up in a workplace they expect you to bring your A game, but 30+ years of being incredible is hard. Some years will be better than others, and if employers don't have loyalty to their employees anymore, it is likely the good employee will be fired or let go at some point. I feel like in recent decades this has forced many people who normally wouldn't, to switch careers. Can someone work successfully up the ladder at any job without having to shift to another company for a promotion? A combination of employers halting upward movement of their staff while they look for new employees to fill higher roles. And the fact that they get bored of their seasoned employees has largely killed the idea of anyone having a single career. A common pop culture. Until at least the 80s, most people watched the same TV show, saw the same movies, listened to the same music, could recite the same commercial slogans or jingles, bought into the same fads. I don't know when it happened, but now we are all siloed into highly specific subcultures. Being able to buy software products etc. without needing a monthly subscription for effing everything. Edit, for all the, "oh yes we noticed," comments. I get it. It wasn't an instantaneous thing. But I'm still salty about it. Thank you for your input though. Those god-awful Chevy commercials with the real people, not actors. One day, I realized I hadn't seen one in a while and it was almost as if they'd never existed. Except I knew they had. Man, I hated those damn things. Good value for price at restaurants. Restaurants have quietly reduced portion sizes since COVID without restoring them. Noodles & Company advertise large portions like pre-pandemic but only give to-go sizes even when dining in. All for a higher price. Color from the world. Everything is becoming grayscale. Look at commercial buildings and fast food buildings. McDonald's used to look fun and exciting, now they're all gray and boring. Edit, in my area, we had the funnest looking McDonald's by the Dallas Zoo, and now it's being renovated to look like a standard gray-colored McDonald's. No fun. Also cars. Where the hell did all the color go? They are all now the same muted gray, tan, light blue, white. They are all so boring. Look at the cars of even 20 years ago and they were sporting some vibrant colors. On military bases the colors are always muted to keep people's minds at ease. I wonder if it has trickled into society as a whole. Panama Paradise Papers. Loads of high-profile people were discovered funneling their taxes through offshore tax havens like the Cayman Islands. I can't believe this isn't the main thing we hear about every day in MSM. The culture wars are a distraction from the top 0.001% robbing the world blind. Postcards. And not just in the usual places, like museum gift shops and tourist traps. There was once a time when you could buy at any truck stop or roadside motel a postcard of the small town you were driving through. But not anymore. No point when you can just text your friends a photo.
Livable wages. 10 years ago, you could work a min-wage job maybe a couple bucks more and still afford a one-bedroom apartment while living a pretty chill life. My goal as a kid was simple. Make $60K a year and get a nice little apartment. Have savings and live happy. Here I am making $80K a year and renting a room that costs as much as a full apartment used to cost. Paying for a tank of gas that used to cost me almost half as much. Paying for food for a week that costs as much as my mom used to get on food stamps for the whole month. Everyone accepts this nowadays as life. I'm over here still hoping some huge market crash happens and everything resets to an okay economy. It is disappearing, but not entirely gone. Big budget TV shows with hour-long episodes, 10-plus episodes in a season, and a season being released yearly. Now, we get big budget shows that have at most 8 episodes, and episode length can vary between 40 minutes and an hour and some change, with sometimes 2 or 2.5 years between seasons. I hate that. I know this is mostly to do with COVID, but I miss 10-hour-long episodes and yearly seasons of shows. Our need to know who our neighbors are. I listened to a podcast about human interaction recently, and the host said that the internet slowly made it possible to live without knowing who the people are next door. It used to be that we would hang out with people in our street or attend dinners, birthdays, and whatnot. Now, everyone seems to have no need to even so much as introduce themselves. The only time we do get to know each other is if we have a complaint. Smoking areas in restaurants. I was a 90s kid and have vivid memories of going to Fritch's Big Boy among other places, and the waiter asking my dad if he wanted smoking or non-smoking. Being an asthmatic child, I'm surprised I survived. Fast forward to today and I can't even imagine any food establishment letting people smoke in the dining area. Friendship and emotional support. Nowadays, if you need a friend or someone to talk to, you're sent to therapy, and if you can't afford it, you're just shish out of luck. Honesty and integrity in politics. If politicians were caught lying, they would apologize. If they lost, they would congratulate the winner. Now if they're caught in a blatant lie, it's just fake news and they move on. If they lost, the election was stolen like it's somehow rightfully theirs. There's no integrity left in politics, not that there was much to begin with. This is a bit of a stretch, but the new Battlestar Galactica. When it was on, you couldn't go anywhere with nerds without it being a constant source of discussion. After it ended, it seems like it never existed. Merchandise is hardly ever seen and very little follow-up. I don't know where you can even see it streaming, and there seems to be little nostalgia for it. It seems very weird for the amount of hype and exposure it had at the time. Accountability for anyone with a modicum of power. Politicians, corporate tycoons, celebrities, etc. can pretty much get away with anything these days. In the past there was at least a thin veneer of consequences when somebody rich effed up. Saturday morning cartoons, the get up at 6:30 and watch till noon type, flipping between 5 channels to maximize, and the advertised schedules inside comic books type of Saturday morning cartoons. Thanks Internet. We're in the process of full-size can of Arizona teas for 99 cents disappearing. I'm seeing a lot of places starting to carry the smaller plastic bottles for 99 cents or the larger plastic bottles for more. I'm honestly surprised that they've lasted for this long at the same price. Fireflies aka lightning bugs. I live rural and I used to see hundreds on a warm summer night. Now I get excited if I see just one. I mentioned it to other people who live in the same area as I do and they were just like, huh. Yeah. You're right, I'm a biologist and we categorize fireflies as bioindicators. Meaning if they are a lot in an area, it really says a lot of the environmental quality of that area. They usually thrive in areas where there is less light pollution since bioluminescence is their primary mode of communication. Insert artificial light in the equation and you disrupt their mode-species interaction. Kinda surprised I haven't seen this one yet, but Ronald McDonald. You remember the old clown everywhere in and around McDonald's commercials and stores? Gone. Phased out when that clown scare prank trend was going around. TV bumpers. There used to be a little sequence between the show and commercials. Some of them were really interesting and creative. I think my generation remembers the wand IDs on the Disney Channel, where a Disney celeb would use a wand to make the logo. There were also bumpers that were PSAs or other actual content. Edit, yes, I watched that documentary on YouTube. It's amazing. Everyone go to Defunctland's channel and watch the one on the Disney Channel jingle. Just trust me. Don't look up spoilers. Adult Swim on Cartoon Network still uses bumpers. Some are just white text on a black background and others will be nature or cityscape shots with either as or Adult Swim hidden somewhere or cryptic messages, having many family photographs in homes. Not completely gone, but homes used to be plastered in them. The only times I really noticed them is in homes of older people. The COVID quiet. You remember how quiet things were? When we all just took a chill pill. I remember. Everything is loud again. From streets to stores. Sidewalks. Everything is loud. I couldn't point to when it happened, it just disappeared. And nobody seems to talk about how nice the quiet was. Thanks for watching, please consider subscribing for future content.